Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode 267 of Geeking Out. Welcome to the final episode of Alternative October. And it's also Halloween, so hope you went out and got some delicious, delicious candy.
Had a very safe and happy Halloween. Had lots of fun. All that. Shall we jump right in with comics?
Let's!
Alrighty. First up today is the new Samurai Jack #1.
Which continues from where the series left off, apparently.
Sure. I'm not familiar with Samurai Jack, but I can tell you that this was a fun book to read.
I like what Jim Zub is doing with the story.
So, in this one, Jack has been sent forward in time by Aku, the demon wizard. The only way for him to reverse this curse is to collect the threads of time and return to the past. So, it's a fun...
As was told in the very awesome theme song of the show.
Sure.
Which, again, you never saw, so...
I'll take your word.
See, I should have probably been reviewing this, then I would know. But,
So, as somebody who is not familiar with Samurai Jack, I can tell you that I still had a lot of fun with this book. It's very, very, very much directed towards 6 to 10-year-old boys. That is absolutely its target audience, and it really hits that audience very well. So...
Though anyone that was a fan of the show is also going to really enjoy it as well.
Yeah. So, if you're a fan of Samurai Jack and have been missing it, or if you're looking to get your young person into reading comics and they like samurais and you're looking for something, Samurai Jack is the ticket for you.
Alright, next up, let's go back to Equestria, shall we?
Not Equestria.
Why is it always gotta be Equestria? Alright, well, let's go back to human Equestria.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so this is the My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls Annual. And it's a prequel to the movie.
Alright.
So, basically, in this prequel to the Equestria Girls movie, we learn how Princess Celestia's top student, Sunset Shimmer, followed a darker path and wound up in an alternate dimension where she sets up to destroy newfound friendships.
That's neat.
So, the only way you're going to want to see this is if you really liked Equestria Girls or are really a big fan of My Little Pony.
I don't know. I really enjoyed Sunset Shimmer as a character, so...
Yeah, and this goes way into developing her, which is a good thing, because the movie really didn't.
No, and I was upset about that in the movie, so I might pick up the annual to find out what happened with Sunset Shimmer. I remember feeling like that was missing when I watched the movie.
Well, you get the whole story here. And
oh, nice.
So, for that alone, it's good, because it at least is an end cap, and story that we need to be told that's not explained in the film.
Yeah.
So, check it out if you're a big My Little Pony fan. The art's great, and the story is a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And, of course, it's got Pinky, so you'll be happy.
Yes. Alright, so next up in this alternative October month, I'm just going to cover this symbol here. As I review Damian, Son of Batman, #104.
What was that?
Just cover your ears, Jim.
What?
It's okay. Just cover your ears. So...
Are you reviewing a Batman book?
No. I'm reviewing a Damian book.
Who's Damian?
He's Bruce Wayne's son.
That would mean he's Robin. Or...
Yes?
You know we're not supposed to be reviewing stuff from DC.
These are not the books you are looking for.
Jedi tricks don't work on me, little lady.
Sure they do. Anyways, so... Damian.
Alright, I will allow this.
'Cause you have no choice?
Pretty much.
Alright, so...
It just means I'm going to steal more candy from the store's supply.
So, Joker kills Batman and Damian...
When did that happen?
3 guesses and the first 2 don't count.
Batman?
So, Joker kills Batman and Damian is feeling quite guilty. After being turned away from the League of Assassins, and also his mother and grandfather, to take over the Batmantle, he decides to take vengeance for his father into his own hands. I have to say, guys, this book was fantastic. The art is beautiful. They've used a fantastic page stock, and it really conveys the art so much better. It's a matte stock, almost. I want to say almost like a newsprint, but like a high-quality newsprint.
It's a higher quality newsprint.
And it's
gloss almost stock, but
no,
it's
there's
not
no
quite.
gloss.
No, it's not quite gloss, but it's done on almost the same.
I don't know why you would include the word gloss, because it's not anything glossy.
Not quite gloss, but anyway.
Anyways, the paper stock they have used is absolutely beautiful, and I love it. And Andy Kubert's done a fantastic job here with both the story and the art.
Generally, anytime you get a Kubert on a book, it's generally going to be a good thing.
This book is just fantastic. So, you'll want to go out to your local comic shop, pick up Damian, Son of Batman. It's only a 4-part miniseries, and it's well worth it if you like Batman or Damian or any of the Robins. It's just fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about it. So, pick it up.
Alright, next up, we have Wild Work, #1. And in this one, Professor Abraham von Helsing must pursue Dracula into the American West. But, upon arriving to the town, he is arrested for suspicions of murder. But soon he and the townsfolk will learn the vampires have a few new tricks.
Man, vampires, those guys suck.
Literally. Da-da-da-da-da-da, quack.
It's Halloween, I'm allowed one bad joke.
Yeah, well, this whole show's a bad joke. But anyway. This comes to us from Eric Red, who directed the film... Oh, man. Now I can't remember what he did. Near Dark and The Hitcher, which are two of the films that he did. Wrote and directed. And those are beautifully done films. And this book is also drawn by my boss, Ben Dunn. But I don't like his art style with this particular book. It's done in a style that works to an extent. But it's trying to make you more reliant on what's shown and not said. Because there's very few segments of talking in the book.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem to work on that level.
Oh dear.
And as much as I love them, I don't know what was going on with the production. It might get better as the book goes on. We'll see.
We hope.
But for a first issue, I was a little let down. Unless you're a big fan of anything from Eric Red's history, I can't highly recommend it, but check it out nonetheless. It's an interesting vampire story.
Alrighty. Last up for me today is the Sandman
Wait a
overture
minute. I was also reading the Sandman overture.
Uh-oh.
You know what this means. It's time for, once again, for He Said, She Said. Let's get into it. Go ahead.
So, I have the McKean cover here. Really, really nice cover. Jim's got the J.H. Williams III cover that shows Dream.
Yep.
So, in this book, this is the first of a 6-issue miniseries. Dream has been called. A call that he, for the first time ever, feels compelled to answer. But first, he's got a couple of quick things that he's got to do.
Yep. And I don't want to go into specifics because it will ruin the whole thing.
I'm not touching on specifics.
No.
That's as much as I'm...
As much as we are going to give you is, this is the story of how Sandman became Sandman. It's basically a gigantic prequel story.
Sure. I'll take your word on that. I'm coming into this eyes blind. I haven't read anything Sandman. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you that this was a really interesting read. it took a lot of mulling over and thinking about.
Yeah, it's very, wordy.
I was going to say it's very Gaiman.
Yeah, and Gaiman tends to be very wordy. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I didn't mind all of the words. I really felt as though they told a very good story. I'll tell you, at the beginning of the story, I was very dubious. I did not quite get where they were going with it. I'm still not even sure that I understand where they're going with it, but I can tell you that I'm really excited to see the number 2.
I'm just hoping that J.H. Williams is still on the book from after what's been going on with him in DC.
I haven't heard anything.
He's the one who left Batwoman.
Ah, I see.
So
Well, hopefully he can separate DC from Vertigo.
Hopefully.
And he continues
quite
with
frankly,
the book.
I think the book needs him.
Yes.
Because it is absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely. It's really fantastic. I love the art.
Yep.
It tells such a compelling story.
And it really just puts you in that dreamscape in a vivid way.
Yes, absolutely. My only complaint is the unnecessary nipple on page 1.
It's just a nipple to me, so I'm not offended at all. But
I'm offended because it's unnecessary. It does not progress the story in any way, shape, or form. There were a lot of reasons why it could have been left out, and I just don't see the point. All it does is add something for people to complain about.
Yep.
So, here is me complaining about it. Congratulations, you've done your job if that's what you were going for. I think that you should look at your creation when you're building characters and maybe think about if something is really necessary to progressing your story when you're adding in nudity.
Well, like I said, doesn't offend me at all, and I don't really see the point of complaining about it, but that's just me. But I thought it was a beautifully done book and beautifully written and a really good introduction to the characters and world of Sandman that people may not be aware of. And quite frankly, for a series that's been going on for over 20 years, and you might not know about it, a really good introduction is well needed and well done here.
It's really great to see more Sandman.
And hell, it's great to see Neil Gaiman writing comics again, because it's a rare thing. So honestly, nipple issue aside,
it's only in the one spot.
Yeah.
I really feel the further I got into the book, I felt as though it was force of habit. But I like my artists to be aware of what they're doing when they're coloring and when they're drawing things in, and because of that, I'm upset because it was not needed.
But yes, so nipple issue aside, pick this book up.
Absolutely.
You will not be disappointed. It is just a beautiful, beautiful book that is well worth a read.
It's a feast for the eyes.
And, well, your mouth for trying to read. Sometimes there's words that you just can't mouth.
Anyways, now that my brain has fixed itself,
My brain's not working at all today.
we'd love some suggestions for what you guys would like to see in November. So hit us up with some comments, message us on Facebook, send us something on YouTube. Let us know what you want to see.
Yep, don't be afraid to hit that like button or dislike button, even if...
Exactly. We'd like to know we'd love to know your opinions. And
be sure to comment, because we'd love to hear from you. So, hopefully, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. Happy Halloween.